Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow.
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my ranking for my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. This is part of a series I'm doing where I do my top 10 favorite movies of each year since I was born, and this week is the movies of 2016. So, I'm going to go ahead and just get going and everything. Coming in at number 10 is Moana. This is a really good Disney Animation Studios movie about a young woman named Moana who goes on a fun adventure with the demigod Maui to try to restore the heart of Te Fiti. And it's a really, really good animated movie. The animation is gorgeous. The songs are really catchy. The characters are absolutely lovable, especially the lead character Moana. She's just a really great lead character, but Maui is a really great side character too. Dwayne Johnson brings a lot of fun energy to Maui and everything. I just love this movie. It's always been one of my favorite Disney movies that is out of the recent year ones and everything. This is probably my second or third favorite out of the revival era, behind either Frozen and probably behind Frozen and The Princess and the Frog and everything. It's just a really good movie and everything. I've always really enjoyed Moana quite a bit. So it's number 10. And number 9 is Hacksaw Ridge. This is a really good war movie about this soldier who refuses to use weapons in World War II, and he ends up saving countless lives and stuff, and it's a really, really good movie. It's got some really great performances, especially from Andrew Garfield, who was just absolutely amazing in this movie. He was very deserving of the Oscar nomination that he got and everything. I honestly think he would have been deserving to win and everything. I don't know that I say his performance was the best of the year for me, because there's another performance, which I'll talk about later on this list, that I think was the best performance of the year, but I do think that his performance was great in here and everything, and he was definitely deserving of the nomination, and since the person I wanted to win wasn't nominated that year, he would have been the one I was rooting for and everything. So Hacksaw Ridge is a really great movie and everything. It's number 9. And number 8 is Deadpool. I absolutely love this movie. Ryan Reynolds is just absolutely perfect in the role of Deadpool. He's been perfect as him in all 3 movies and everything, and this is a really good origin story for Deadpool and everything. It's not anything special or new or anything. It's kind of paint by the numbers origin story stuff, but it's just done really fun and everything. It's really a fun movie, and it's got a lot of really good jokes and some cool action and stuff, and it's a good time. Not the best Deadpool movie for sure, because I feel like Deadpool is one of the rare franchises where each movie gets better, but this one is still a really good movie and everything. It's one that I always enjoy watching when I do watch it. So Deadpool is number 8. And number 7 is The BFG. I absolutely love this movie. The book is one of my favorite books that I read as a kid. I always have loved this story and everything, and I think the BFG is brought to life really, really well in this adaptation. I think that Spielberg really did a great job bringing this movie to life. Mark Rylance is just absolutely great as the BFG. His performance is amazing and everything. He's absolutely lovable and does a great job, and the little girl is really good too, and it's just a really fun family movie that feels like an old-fashioned movie that doesn't feel like something that normally would get made nowadays or anything, and it came out and it flopped. It's a very underrated movie and everything. I feel like this movie deserves so much more than it got and everything. It's a really enjoyable time and everything, and it was easily one of the best movies of that year. So the BFG is number 7, and number 6 is The Jungle Book. Now, I've always felt like the live-action Disney remakes are hit or miss. Some of them are really good, and some of them are okay, and some of them are really bad. And this is the exception to be a really great movie. I think this is actually the one live-action Disney remake that is a really, really great movie. And the original Jungle Book is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. In fact, it is my favorite Disney movie of all time. So this one had a lot of shoes to fill, and I feel like they did it really, really well. They made it where it pays homage to the original while being a fresh new take on the story and everything, and I think it works really well. The CGI on the animals also looks amazing and everything. The photorealistic animation looks great. Neil Sethi is amazing too, and it's just really, really good movie and everything. So The Jungle Book is number 6, and number 5 is Terrifier. I'm a huge fan of this franchise, and this movie is a ton of fun and everything. It's a really good introduction to Art the Clown. It's not as good story-wise as the other two movies, but it's still entertaining and stuff. The movie's only an hour and a half, so it flies by every time I watch it and everything. I like the characters in here. They're not very like super well written and everything. They're kind of thinly written, but they're good characters and everything for this type of movie and everything. And this doesn't have like a mind-blowing story. It's pretty simplistic, but it's still a really, really good movie, and it has some really good kills, especially the upside down kill when he kills the girl that's hanging upside down. Just brutal and everything. Anybody who's seen the movies knows what I'm talking about, but that kill is really great. There's also a lot of other really good kills throughout the movie. The practical effects are amazing, and Art the Clown has become one of the greatest horror movie villains out there for sure and everything, and I just absolutely love this movie. So Terrifier is number 5, and number 4 is 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is an absolutely great movie. I think this is a really good suspense thriller movie, and it has an amazing performance by John Goodman, who is the other person I was saying that deserved the Oscar. I think he should have gotten the Oscar for Best Actor in this movie because he was just absolutely amazing. He was creepy and everything while being something totally different. Like, I'm a huge John Goodman fan, and I've watched him for years and years and years and everything. In this movie, he was just he blew it out of the park and everything. He even blew me away. I've always known how good of an actor he is. I've always said how great of an actor John Goodman is, but this movie blew me out of the park and everything. And I know a lot of people that actually say they agree with me that he should have been nominated for an Oscar, and I honestly think that he really should have. He was amazing in this movie and everything. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is great too, and the other actor that's in this movie, he's really good too. But I love how, like, this just has a really small, simplistic story, 3 characters, nothing super big and everything. It's just really, really good and everything. And I haven't seen the original Cloverfield in years, so I don't really remember it at all. But this movie I remember because it had a lasting impact in my mind because of John Goodman's performance. He's just so amazing in this movie. So 10 Cloverfield Lane is number 4, and number 3 is Captain America Civil War. This is easily my favorite Captain America movie. I love all 4 of the Captain America movies, but this one is easily my favorite. I think that it has the best story. I love the whole Avengers breaking up and dividing into separate groups and stuff. I've always loved that. I still debate with people over who is right between Captain America and Iron Man. I'm Team Iron Man and everything, but I understand Captain America's reasonings for doing what he did and everything. So it's one of the reasons I love this movie, is like they do a good job at making you understand both sides and everything. And I know a lot of people that didn't even take sides just because both sides were right on their reasonings and stuff and everything. But I felt like Iron Man was more in the right by the end of the movie and everything. I've always been more on his side. I like that he tried to take responsibility for the events of the other Avenger movies and stuff. I love that, and I also love that he didn't want to break the Avengers up and everything. He was really trying not to and everything. And I just love that he took responsibility like a good hero should and everything. But I also understand Captain America's reasons for not wanting the government involved. So it was one of those things where it worked. This movie works on so many different levels, and it's just a really great time. So Captain America Civil War is number 3, and number 2 is La La Land. This is probably my favorite original musical that I've seen in years. I just absolutely love this movie. Damien Chazelle is one of my favorite new directors, and he did a really great job with this movie. His directing is great. The choreography and the musical numbers is a lot of fun. The songs are really good, and everything. They're pretty catchy and everything. I love City of Stars especially, and the audition song. I love both of those a lot. I think the performances by Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are really great in here. They have really great chemistry and work really, really good together and everything, especially in this movie. They've worked together in other movies before, but I think that their chemistry in this one is the best and everything, and I also think this is one of Ryan Gosling's best characters. I just love him in this movie, but I also love Emma Stone as well. I think they're both really great in this movie, and this is probably the career highlight for Emma Stone for me. I just absolutely love her in this movie and everything, and it's one of my favorite Ryan Gosling movies. It probably used to be my favorite until Barbie came out, but I still love him in this movie and everything. So La La Land is number 2, and my number 1 favorite movie of 2016 is Finding Dory. I absolutely love this movie. Everybody talks about how great the Toy Story sequels are and stuff, but none of the other Pixar sequels really get talked about, and I think that's a shame, because I do feel like Pixar has given us some good sequels, and this one is easily the best one outside of Toy Story and everything. It's a really, really good sequel. That the voice performances are really great in here, especially Ellen DeGeneres, who gave a really great performance as Dory and everything. She was once again wonderful in this movie, like she was the first one. Everybody just stepped back in their roles like they never left. The animation is great. It looks gorgeous and stuff, and it's just a really, really good movie. It's a very entertaining sequel to Finding Nemo. I don't think that it was a necessary sequel. I'll stand by that. I've said that from the time that they announced that we didn't really need a sequel to Finding Nemo, but man, oh my god, we got one, because this one is, while not quite as good as Finding Nemo, it's almost as good. Like they are very close and stuff for me, like being almost as good as each other and everything. This is a great follow-up and everything, and they make a really great double feature as well, and I hope that we get Finding Marlin or Finding Hank or whatever they decide to do in the future and everything. I would love to see a third movie with these characters and stuff, but only if everybody comes back to voice the characters and everything. But this is a really good one and everything. So Finding Dory is easily my favorite movie of 2016. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite movies of 2016 are, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Yeah.